Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're going to be diving into the world of one of the most iconic filmmakers of all time, Roman Polanski. With a career spanning over 6 decades, Polanski has left an indelible mark on the world of cinema with his unique storytelling and masterful direction. So, grab some popcorn and get ready as we count down the top 10 Roman Polanski movies of all time. Starting off our list at number 10 is The Tenant. Polanski's final film before his permanent exile from the US is also his most unhinged, and arguably his most disturbing. The final part of a loose apartment trilogy that started with Repulsion and Rosemary's Baby, the film stars Polanski as a Polish-born accountant living in Paris, who believes his xenophobic neighbors are either trying to force him to suicide, like the previous female tenant, or, more bizarrely, trying to turn him into the previous tenant. The movie starts out crazy and gets crazier, mixing creepy surrealism, terror, and flat-out weirdness. The film's thesis isn't as clear as his earlier efforts, but it's still a highly effective story about how the world's insanity poisons the mind.
This is a very quiet building. Are you married?
I'm very quiet myself, and I'm a bachelor.
Bachelors can be a problem, too.
Coming in at number 9 is Bitter Moon. Bitter Moon is a twisted and erotic masterpiece from director Roman Polanski. The film tells the story of Nigel, Hugh Grant, and Fiona, Kristen Scott Thomas, a British couple on a cruise who are captivated by the mysterious and seductive couple, Oscar, Peter Coyote, and Mimi, Emmanuel Sainer. Polanski expertly weaves a tale of lust, obsession, and power dynamics that will leave you on the edge of your seat. The performances are outstanding, particularly Coyote and Sainer, who bring Oscar and Mimi to life with a raw sensuality and complexity that is both captivating and unsettling. The cinematography is also a standout, with the intimate and claustrophobic setting of the cruise ship adding to the tension and eroticism of the story.
Isn't it dangerous?
Not if you know what you're doing.
Next up at number 8 is The Fearless Vampire Killers. As someone who loves both horror films and Roman Polanski's work, I was excited to finally watch The Fearless Vampire Killers. And while it had its moments of humor and charm, overall it fell short of my expectations. The film follows Professor Abronsius and his assistant Alfred as they travel to a remote Transylvanian village in search of vampires. Along the way, they encounter a host of eccentric characters and stumble upon a vampire's castle, where they must rescue the professor's love interest, Sarah. While the film has some great comedic moments, particularly with the bumbling and naive Alfred, it also suffers from pacing issues and a lack of tension. The vampire sequences, which should be the highlight of the film, are often slow and lack the necessary scares. Additionally, the film's treatment of female characters leaves much to be desired.
Says vampires are no laughing matter. They certainly are.
At number 7 we have Tess. Tess is a sweeping and tragic period drama that tells the story of a young woman named Tess, who is forced to confront the harsh realities of life in 19th century England. Directed by Roman Polanski and based on the novel by Thomas Hardy, the film is a beautifully crafted and emotionally powerful exploration of love, loss, and the struggle for survival. Nastasia Kinski gives a captivating performance as Tess, a strong-willed and resilient woman who is determined to overcome the challenges that life throws her way. The supporting cast is equally impressive, with strong turns from Peter Firth as Angel, Tess's love interest, and Lee Lawson as Alec, the wealthy landowner who threatens to destroy her life. Polanski's direction is masterful, capturing the lush landscapes and stunning cinematography of the English countryside, while also bringing a sense of intimacy and emotional depth to the story.
I want to take you away from this wretched place. It's unworthy of you.
Taking the number 6 spot is Repulsion. In his English language debut, Polanski delivered on the promise of Knife in the Water with another chilling psychological horror film. Catherine Deneuve is mesmerizing as Carol, a young Belgian woman sickened by sex who's left alone in a London flat by her traveling sister, Yvonne Furneaux. As she withdraws from society, it becomes clear that the apartment might be haunted. When she can't decipher between what's real and what's imagined, she quickly begins to unravel. Repulsion keeps us guessing as to whether the horrors are authentic or a product of Carol's mind, placing us squarely in the frayed psyche of its lead character.
To be with you. All the time.
Halfway through our list at number 5 is Frantic. Richard Walker, an American cardiologist, arrives in Paris with his wife Sandra to attend a medical conference. A few hours later, Sandra mysteriously disappears, and Richard despairingly searches for her in a city he doesn't know. Polanski reconstructs a different and scary Paris in this thriller co-written with Gerard Brock, and the pace of the movie triggers fear and anxiety in a style very similar to Hitchcock's, to whom he pays an implicit tribute. A shower, a corpse, a mysterious statuette are the elements of a puzzle that fit together in a frantic investigation, the key to which is a sensuous, unpredictable woman, Sandra. The icing on the cake is the couple's dance scene to the sound of I've Seen That Face Before by Grace Jones.
I have witnesses. My wife was kidnapped.
But what would you like us to do exactly?
Coming in at number 4 is Knife in the Water. One of the greatest directorial debuts of all time, Knife in the Water is a film where mind games between old and young, bourgeois and proletariat become physical, brilliantly contrasting the openness of the sea with the claustrophobia of the boat that a married couple and an unnamed, virile hitchhiker stay on. Polanski gives them no choice but to deal with each other, until a competition for the affection of the rich man's wife turns nasty as the possession of a knife, large, phallic and brutal, becomes a symbol of power and sexual dominance. It's a pessimistic film where no one is innocent, everyone's playing a game, and none of them can return to their ordinary existence unshaken. Yet it's also one of the most entertaining thrillers of the 1960s, with Polanski showing a knack for working with deep focus and playful editing.
Kaleczy pan pokład.
Ja to robię z czuciem.
Breaking into the top 3 is The Pianist. Polanski's most personal film is also one of his best, a Holocaust movie that's as much about a world gone mad as it is about the event. It has some of Polanski's subtlest touches, from the shift in costumes from vivid period clothing to dank grays and browns, to the use of limited perspective of Vladislav Spilman, a haunted Adrian Brody in an Oscar-winning role, who can never know who to trust or where to turn to, and who's helpless to do anything to resist the Nazis if he wants to survive. Polanski also sees the dark, if impossible to laugh at, absurdity in Spilman's situation, as he's constantly spared death not by the use of his wits, but by sheer dumb luck. He maintains a sense of bitter irony up to the end, when one German's good deed isn't enough to save him from oblivion. The film earned Polanski a surprise Oscar win for Best Director, and a richly deserved one. At number 2, we have Rosemary's Baby. The genius of Rosemary's Baby begins with some of the canniest casting of Polanski's career. A marvelously expressive Mia Farrow as a girl next door turned sickly, terrified mother, Daffy Ruth Gordon as a sweetly satanic neighbor, an independent filmmaker, and sometimes mainstream actor John Cassavetes as a man who sells his soul for a break. The domination of Rosemary is one of Polanski's most perfectly realized power plays, as the dominating characters are no longer the openly contemptuous or leery figures of Knife in The Water and Repulsion, but the people Rosemary trusts the most: doctors, friendly neighbors, her husband. Polanski puts us in Rosemary's limited perspective, where we feel her paranoia but question just how much we can trust what we see. And the film's chilling ending is disturbing not because it suggests the existence of evil, but that good can resign itself to accept it.
Hey, let's make love.
And finally, taking the #1 spot on our list is the crown jewel in Polanski's filmography. Chinatown is a cracked, cold masterpiece, a revisionist origin story for modern America, working with Jack Nicholson at the height of his smart-alecky charm, with a near-perfect script by Robert Towne. Polanski trades the blacks and whites of noir for a sun-baked look at the shadowy, seamy side of Los Angeles. Chinatown works as both an apotheosis of noir and a subversion of it, where the slick private eye only makes things worse, and the femme fatale is the only truly selfless character. It's the ultimate look at Polanski's interest in power, and a world gone mad, where the reason behind the exploitation of both land and personal trust are simply because the villain was capable of it, and where the hero can't even bring light to the truth. Forget it, Jake, it's Chinatown.
Did you have affairs?
Mr. Giddy's.
Did he know about it?
So there you have it, our top 10 Roman Polanski movies of all time. Whether you're a fan of psychological thrillers, dark comedies, or supernatural horror, there's something for everyone in Polanski's diverse filmography. Which of these films is your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.